Hello, this is Josiah Winslow recording for his client-server and e-commerce implementations course at MATC for instructor Mark Cribb. Today we're working on our React app for the first time, and there are a few things that we need to change from the instructions we were given in class, though I'll let you know what those are, and I will showcase my app right afterwards. So, the big thing that we need to change is having to do with React Router DOM, which is one of the modules that we import. Now, it went through a major update from version 5 to version 6, and version 6 is not backwards compatible with version 5, so there are one of two things we can do. Either we can go to a previous version of React Router DOM, or we can move on with the version 6 and make a few changes to our code to accommodate it. I chose sticking with version 6, though if you want to stick with version 5 and basically do what we were told in class, instead of doing npm install React Router DOM once we get to it, we are going to do npm install React Router DOM at tilde 5.3.0. And what that'll do is it will install some version of React Router DOM that is at 5.3.0 or later, but no later than 5.4. So it'll be 5.3 point something. And of course, if you want to install specifically 5.3.0 without, any sort of qualifications, if you want to install a specific version, you can get rid of the tilde. So npm install React Router DOM at 5.3.0. Either one of those will work, and then the code will be unchanged. Otherwise, if you chose to install, or you installed by mistake, version 6, here's what we need to change. So, first off, it's not called use history anymore, it's called use navigate. And it works a little differently. So, what we have to do is import use navigate from React Router DOM. And when we use the use history hook, we're using use navigate instead. I decided to put that in navigate instead of history as a variable name, just so it would make things easier on me. And then what we need to do is, instead of history.push for the slug, we use navigate. And that'll just navigate the page to, whatever page that we are on, whatever path we're on. So we need to change that in the postlistitem.js component. And in app.tsx, there are a few other things we need to change. For instance, it's not called switch anymore, it's called routes. So instead of router switch route, it's router routes route. Much more consistent naming, although routes works a little bit differently than switch, but nothing that we need to worry about yet. And the second thing we need to keep in mind is that there is no exact property on the routes anymore. Routes are exact by default. The paths are exact by default. And you can use wildcards to make it so they're unexact. Like if you want to emulate that behavior. But for now, we don't have to worry about that either. Just get rid of the word exact. And lastly, only route elements can be descendants of routes elements now. So we are trying to use post lists and posts in the body of the routes, but the problem is it won't let us without giving us a big scary error message. So what do? Well, there's a new property called element on the route React element, and it will give we will give it the element that is supposed to render once this route is chosen. So for example, to look at the post list, we use route path equals just a slash, for empty. Element equals, and then in curly braces, this post list with all its properties. And then we self-close it. This is I made this self-closing tag. And the same thing for the post element, for the post ID route. So that's what you need to change in your React app to get it working with the newest version of React Router DOM. So let's go ahead and run the API. And we will also run the React app. Those are going to take a few seconds to start up. And then I can showcase the app. Good soda. Okay, so it looks like they're both going to start up. So if this page will load... I'm waiting. I don't know why it's taking so long. Okay, there we go. So as you can see right here, it's loading up the elements in the app. And I can go ahead and... This extension right up here... My face is probably blocking it. This extension right here is the React Developer Tools extension. You can go ahead and get it in the Chrome Web Store, and I'm sure it's also available on other browsers, but it allows me to look at the React components as if they are elements, and then look at all their properties and look at all their hooks and stuff. So this is a post list item. This is a post list item. And it all works like it should. And then once I click on, say, second post, then watch the top URL, it changes to localhost/posts/second post. And that is the title turned into a slug. And then it's got the header and paragraph of the post. And there we are. And just to showcase that this is indeed getting the results from the API, we're going to go ahead and use Postman to create another post. So I'm going to click send on my create post endpoint. There we go. And we should see a new post once we reload the page. And we do. Example post with Postman. This is an example post. And this is exactly what I just typed. Alright. And once, by the way, once we delete that post, or no, let's update it first. Let's see if we can edit it. And then once we reload, we'll see it having been edited. Post has a new body. Amazing. And now once we delete it, it will not show up in our post list anymore. So yeah, there are a few kinks that we had to work out to even get this working, but in the end, it's not too bad. You just have to remember to use code that is consistent with the version of React Router DOM that you happen to have. So, yeah, I guess that's all. Take care.